My boss called me into a cramped office and smiled like she'd already won something. "Jordan, we're restructuring your role," she said. Her voice was thick with fake concern, but her eyes gleamed. HR sat beside her, pushing a severance folder toward me. "Your contributions have been noted, but the company's moving forward," HR added. I didn't open the folder. I already knew. 2 weeks for each year served, health coverage for a quarter, counseling services I'd never use. I nodded calmly. They relaxed, thinking I'd cry or rage. I was 52, being discarded for newer, cheaper replacements. But what they didn't know was that I'd been waiting for this moment. Marcia, my boss, regained her corporate confidence. "Please return your laptop and badge by Friday. Your team will be informed today." I smiled. My team, brilliant, loyal, and the ones who built the core tech keeping this place afloat. I walked past the glass meeting room. The CEO waved over spreadsheets labeled Q3, the same CEO who'd paraded my work as his own last year. I shut my office door and sent one text: "It's done. Friday's my last day." The reply was instant. "Perfect. Dinner tonight. Details finalized." That night, over steak and wine, Elena, CEO of our fiercest rival, smiled. "They really cut you loose?" I nodded. "And your patent?" I grinned. They'd never filed it, but I had, in my name, with improvements they didn't know existed. Elena slid a folder to me. Exclusive rights, a C-suite title, equity, royalties. Sign, and we announce Monday. I reviewed the contract I'd already memorized. "What about my team?" Elena smiled. "Positions, senior roles, big raises. They're yours if they want." I signed. Friday would end my career at Solvex. Monday, I'd start as Chief Technology Officer at Apex Systems. Solvex had underestimated me for years. They were about to learn how expensive that mistake would be. I spent Thursday and Friday tying loose ends, documenting processes, listing passwords, smiling through exit interviews. My thoroughness wasn't kindness, it was insurance. Evidence that I'd done things right even when they hadn't. "You understand any IP developed during your time at Solvex belongs to Solvex." HR droned. "Of course," I replied smoothly. "Anything developed on company time using company resources." I stressed those words, but she wasn't listening. Packing my few personal items, Marcia appeared at my door. "Nothing personal, Jordan, just business." I met her gaze. "I understand completely." Something in my voice unsettled her. "You taking time off?" "Actually, I start Monday. New leadership role." Her surprise couldn't hide fast enough. I smiled. "Very exciting." As I left the building, I paused beneath their glowing logo. I imagined their Monday meetings, their desperate plans. They thought they were shedding dead weight. Instead, they'd amputated their future. Monday came bright and clear. A black car took me to my new office. Corner view, spacious, modern. Elena greeted me with champagne. "Press release is live. Reactions huge." The headline: "Apex acquires exclusive rights to revolutionary tech, welcomes Jordan Marks as CTO." It named me as inventor. It outlined that any company using this tech must now negotiate with Apex. By 9:15, my phone buzzed. "Chaos here. What did you do?" It was my lead engineer, Sasha. I smiled and replied, "Check your email. Offers await them all." At Solvex, panic erupted. My former CEO was blindsided. Legal and finance huddled in emergency sessions. Servers were pulled, files dissected. Sasha updated me live. They're tearing the place apart looking for loopholes. By 10:45, an email from Solvex CEO landed in my inbox. "Jordan, please call to discuss this misunderstanding." I forwarded it to Apex's legal team. By noon, Solvex stock had dropped 10%. Apex was up 15. "How's feel?" Elena asked. "Like justice," I answered. "For years, I'd been invisible behind execs taking bows from my work. Now, front page." CEO's panic wasn't my concern anymore. That afternoon, my assistant peeked in. "Solvex's CEO called again, repeatedly." I smiled. "Tell them I'm in meetings all week. Legal will reach out." My first meeting as CTO began moments later. I felt seen, finally. Updates streamed in. Solvex board in crisis, investors spooked, employees updating LinkedIn, legal scrambling. Sasha sent a text. "Rumor is they'll sue." I forwarded it to our lawyers. The reply? "Let 'em try. Your documentation is bulletproof." At Apex, respect wasn't lip service. My proposals weren't hijacked. My expertise wasn't questioned. Elena briefed me. "Your improvements outperformed expectations. Performance is up 50%. Our market lead widens by the hour." Client inquiries rolled in. Not from Solvex, they were still in denial, but others fearing fallout. By midweek, analysts dubbed it the Marx effect. Apex stock soared. Solvex plummeted. I led strategy calls, confident and calm. Thursday brought an HR call from Solvex. "Perhaps there's a misunderstanding?" "There isn't," I said. "Personal time, personal resources, my patent. Legal can discuss licensing." Her sigh said everything. They had no leverage, only regret. By Friday, Solvex had lost 20% of its value. Apex had gained 22%. My first board meeting was celebratory. Elena toasted me. "To the person who turned the industry upside down and reminded everyone to respect their innovators." 3 months later, I stood on stage delivering a keynote on innovation and respect. Young engineers lined up after, asking advice. "Your story changed how I protect my work," one whispered. "Good," I said. "Protect it. Own it. It's yours." A year to the day after I left Solvex, Apex surpassed them in market value. Elena brought champagne. "You're an industry icon now." I smiled, raising my glass. "Not revenge," I said. "Recognition." In my office, overlooking the skyline, I finally had both.